Hey, everybody. We are back for another fun, entertaining live stream. This one's more, I've never covered this subject, at least on YouTube. I've talked about it with friends and family for a long time, but this is a request from somebody that was curious about this. Wanted to get into the email about it on global warming and just climate change in general. Um, let's see here. Make sure I got this. Okay. And I got a whole bunch of junk mail. Garbage mail, email. Okay. Let's see. Tyler. Oh, okay. Yeah, Tyler. Tyler, Justin, do you think global warming is a real thing? Do you think it's a serious thing? Do you think it's a natural thing that just happens over time and that it doesn't really have too much of an effect per se, every several thousand years or so? I'll finish the email, but I was going to allude to the Ice Age. I mean, obviously, that was a major shift in climate. I mean, wasn't the whole world like, most of the world was like iced over? Um, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not like educated on this, but I believe that's how we got our Great Lakes, Lake Erie, Lake Michigan, Superior, the lakes up actually close to this region. I believe it was from the Ice Age when the ice melted. What happened was the ice was so heavy, it kind of put a dent into the soil. And then when things started to eventually warm up, the ice melted, and that dent in the ground became the Great Lakes. I believe all the Great Lakes are from the Ice Age, I believe. So that's a fun fact of the day. The Great Lakes are from the Ice Age. Back to the email. But yeah, as far as do you think it's a dangerous thing? Do you think like people should like try to actually take action to try to prevent drastic changes in climate, and in terms of temperature rising, temperature falling, um, causes which could be causing a lot of people think that this summer alone has been a pretty hot summer all across at least the United States. I don't know about all over the world, but um, in the United States, we've had a really hot summer here. Um, where I live here in Ohio, um, we usually get pretty hot, humid summers, anyways, in the Midwest, typically, usually. But I don't recall a summer like this, in recent memory. I mean, we've had some really hot summers, but like it seems like this summer, especially in June, July, and even through part of this month, although things have been kind of cooling down a bit, but up until this point, um, it seems like we've had just day after day after day heat, 95, 100, 95, 100, 90, 92. Um, and it just, almost unbearable in in some cases. Um, but now, does that have anything to do with global climate change or global warming? Uh, I mean, I don't know. I think to answer your question, I think like there's no real concern, immediate concern would be the short, simple answer. No immediate concern. And my second part of the your question to your answer about being dangerous and should people be taking extra precautions to eliminate drastic climate change, extreme climate change. You're talking, several degrees warmer or several degrees cooler. I don't really think there's a whole lot us people on Earth can do about climate change. I mean, they always talk about, yeah, you need to be alert and you need to like raise awareness for it. And you need to like take extra precaution and buy the right things and this and that. Drive, what is it, non-gas cars, non I know they've been pushing a lot of, what is it, the hybrid cars, electric cars, um, and that's great. No, that stuff I'm sure it's good for the environment, driving, say, an electric car as opposed to a dirty gas car. You got smoke going all over the place. I mean, but I think that's just common sense. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference, though, in terms of the climate. in terms of in the short term. Maybe a billion, maybe a million years from now, or 100,000 years from now, when all of us are not here anymore, maybe there'll be some sort of an effect. But if you're looking for a dangerous, catastrophe that's going to happen in your lifetime or my lifetime, chances are nothing like that's going to happen, because you gotta like the thing that I've learned with Earth, in our climate, just the planet in general, the health and the state of our planet, nothing happens overnight. Nothing happens real fast. So if things are pretty comfortable right now and livable right now in 2022, if things are really comfortable, which they still are pretty comfortable, chances are that means you won't see anything happen. Your kids, grandkids, their grandkids, and probably thousands of other generations, probably, at least 1,000 other generations probably also won't see anything. But if you're looking for the future, you're looking out for the future, like, oh, I want to save the world, save the planet, for our future generations to, that carry on. Yeah, sure. I guess giving up your gasoline car for, a hybrid, electric car would probably be the smart, right thing to do, I guess. I mean, because it does make sense. It's not going to cause any pollution. But if you're worried about the short term, I wouldn't even worry about global warming, climate change, short term. 100 years from now, 200 years from now, 300 years from now, I'm pretty sure things are going to be pretty much the same in the next couple hundred years. But so it's kind of a two-part response to your question. If there's anything you're asking if there's anything to worry about in terms of, if you mean right now, no, or in the next 100 years, no. But if you're the kind of person that thinks ahead, thinks forward, and's worried, oh, what about 1,000 years from now? What about 2,000 years from now? Then yeah, sure. I guess, maybe stop polluting. Sure, then fine. Stop driving gas cars and stuff like that. Some people take it to the extreme. I know some people that don't even use air conditioning in their home or their vehicle because, they say it's not healthy for the environment. Me personally, though, when it's 100 degrees, I have to use an air conditioner. I can't live without air conditioning. But yeah, so if you're thinking long term, way in the future, I guess there could be some kind of a concern. But my beliefs has always been, Mother Nature and the planet, Earth. Some people would call it Mother Earth. It's been around, I believe. I was trying to look up, make sure I got the numbers right. A lot of scientists, it says, estimate planet Earth has been around 5 billion years. Not 5,000, not 500, not 5 million, but 5 billion years. If you're worried about the planet itself, I don't think anyone has to worry about the planet. Mother Nature is always going to take care of itself and run its course through everything, whether it be ice ages, flooding, volcanoes. The planet's going to be fine. I guess if you're worried about anything, you should be worried about, people on Earth, because, we're not going to be around as long as the planet's going to be around. Earth came before we did. It's still here, and I'm sure it's going to be here long after humans are gone. Look, the dinosaurs ruled the planet for, what was it? Was it hundreds of thousands of years, I think? Hundreds. We're talking thousands of years the dinosaurs ruled planet Earth. And now they're gone. Now we're here. Excuse me, guys. Got a scratchy throat. Now we're here. And I'm sure we'll be next eventually, just like the dinosaurs. We'll eventually be sort of like a dinosaur eventually. And I'm sure there'll be a new form of life that takes over the planet. I'm sure in the future there will be, I'm sure if you fast forward now, I'm just going to go a ridiculous amount of years, 1 million years, 1 million years. And I believe humans have only been around like 4 or 5,000 years, which is nothing. That's like 4 or 5,000 years in comparison to a million years would be like something that just happened 5 minutes ago. Like we're still really new on planet Earth. But if you go forward, say a million years, I would almost bet my life that there's not going to be a single human on the planet. So yeah, as far as your question about us, though, in terms of us being like in danger, no, we're definitely not in danger, at least not for the time being, in terms of global warming. And who knows in the foreseeable future? I don't think it's going to be even close to the time frame we're in now, but maybe, like I said, in the distant, long distant future. Though I'm sure there'll be some sort of changes. The climate will probably be a lot different. You know, the climate, that's another thing I wanted to bring up also. Climate change, I know people sometimes like to call it global warming. Now I think they use the term climate change, you know, to better describe it. That's not something to be afraid of. Climate change is just a cycle. You know, it's literally, it goes round and round and round. You know, I think some people were saying there's been studies done that, for example, let's use, I'm just going to use where I live here in Ohio. Like thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, this part of the country here, some people say, was actually a warm tropical place. Now, as you guys know, Ohio is not a warm tropical place in the wintertime. So it just goes to show you things shift. Probably several thousand years ago, California, Southern California, was probably at one time or another cold, snowy, you know, but through time, evolution, and just overall cycles, patterns, different parts of the world flip-flop due to climate change. That's all it is. It's just a simple, climate change is just a simple term. It's not a scary word to use or anything like that. It's literally what it is. It's climate changing over time, over a long period of time. It's again, it's not something that we should be worried about. Now, if you're only worried about yourself as the human race, you know, us humans, yeah, we probably do have something to worry about 1,000 years from now, 2,000 years from now, the human race, because we're just peon little small people on this planet, this gigantic ball we're not going to be around forever, obviously, but the planet will be around a long time. Obviously, Earth will not be around forever, but I'm pretty sure Earth will be around much longer than we are, or any creature on the planet for that matter. So, hope I answered your question thoroughly enough. I was trying to get some more information on the age of the planet and some of the different cycles, climate cycle changes through time. I would have to do more research to do another video, another stream on the topic of climate change, global warming. And that'd be a fun thing to go over. I think this has already been a pretty fun topic. It's not something I really think about very often. I don't think about it every day. Global warming, climate change. But I know it's a very popular topic. It's an in-demand topic. Lots of people want to know, you know, oh, you know, is it serious? You know, is it a danger? No, the simple answer is no. It's just nature. It's Mother Nature. It's not something to be scared of or like fear or be like, oh man, I got to change my entire lifestyle around because don't want to pollute this area, don't want to pollute the world. A lot of it's just basic common sense, though. You know, obviously, you don't want to do things intentionally to pollute the earth. You know, litter, throw trash on the ground, things like that. Throw bottles in the ocean or in lakes. You don't want to do that kind of stuff. So a lot of it's just common sense. With you doing your part, holding up your end of the bargain, as far as taking care of the planet. And again, like I said before, not to keep alluding on the same thing, but you don't have to worry about the planet ever crumbling, and basically dying before you do. Because, like I said, the planet's going to be around a lot longer than we as humans. So let's see if I got everything else covered on here. I think I got everything. Also, what was it? There was something else I wanted to touch on related to the global climate change. Something else I wanted to touch on real quick. I almost forgot. I wanted to mention this earlier. I'm sure most of you guys already know this, but what was it? Long, long, long time ago. I believe, I don't know, maybe thousands of years ago. It's a really long time. Obviously, due to climate change, the weather, all kinds of things change. Florida, I believe, didn't used to be underwater. The state of Florida. So that just goes to show you things change, but it just takes a really, really, really long time for it to happen. Like, you're not going to just wake up one morning and be like, oh, now Florida's underwater again. I know a lot of people say eventually Florida's going to be underwater again, since they are, I believe, below sea level, or like right at sea level, Florida. I used to live in Florida, actually, but yeah, it's so funny. People always joke about Florida being as flat as a pool table, and that's pretty much true. It is pretty flat. But no, you're not going to wake up. Things aren't going to happen overnight, or in a week, or a month, or a year, or a decade, or even 100 years. Think about how slow. Here's why people need to. One final thought before I end this. One final thought. People need to realize, if you're so afraid of like what's going to happen tomorrow, in the future, tomorrow, next week, next year, next century, just stop and reflect on what happened over the last 100 years. Okay, it's 2022 right now. Go back to 1922, 100 years ago today. Really, if you do research on the planet 100 years ago in 1922, you'll find that it's not a whole lot different than how it is today, planet Earth. So that's kind of a reassuring thing for people. Like, if you're worried, oh, what about the Earth and all these natural disasters? Just go back 100 years ago and compare 100 years ago, 1922, to today, to 2022. And there's not a whole lot of a difference. I mean, yeah, there might be some slight differences. But like 100 years ago, the state of Florida was pretty much similar to how it is today. I think they've had to move the orange groves a little further south, I believe. But for the most part, the state of Florida is about the same. California is about the same. The planet in general is mostly the same 100 years ago, except for the people on the planet. I always joke about that. The people on the planet are a lot different, but the planet itself is pretty much the same 100 years ago. So if you're worried about things changing drastically and overnight, that's not going to happen. The only way that would happen is if like a giant meteorite or whatever from space just crashed into planet Earth and took everything out. But at that point, can you really do anything about that? I mean, if that were to happen, it's going to happen. So those are things that you can't really control. I try not to worry about things that you can't control. Like, if it's something I can't control or fix myself, then I just don't worry about it. If it's something I can control and fix or correct, then yeah, I'm going to spend more time trying to, make more conscious decisions, conscious effort to do things differently. But if it's something you can't control, like the climate, they say, oh, we could all help and control it, but everybody would have to like be in on it, and it would have to be one of those things where like we would have to make such crazy drastic changes for anything like that to have an impact on planet Earth. So I consider climate change not a whole lot of something that we could really control anyways. So I don't really worry about something like that. Okay. And I think that's going to do it for this stream, guys. I'm gonna call it a stream. Also, guys, I want to thank every single one of you that have subscribed to my channel. Also, hit the likes, thumbs up. Support the channel by subbing, watching my streams. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell if you enjoy my content. If you don't enjoy it, then don't hit the bell. Also, you guys know I do this for free. It's for free. It's fun. I don't even have a PayPal link on my page. I use PayPal, but I don't even have a link yet on my page. So yeah, I do this for free. I do it for fun. I do it to kind of relax also and, entertain people a little bit, maybe try to educate people on stuff that they didn't know. Trust me, I'm not a brilliant rocket scientist. So like there's a lot of stuff I don't know, but the things that I do know, I like to try to share with you guys and share with everybody, the things that I do understand, the things that I can grasp and get. I figure, what is it like they say that the saying goes, the old saying, knowledge is wealth. That is true. Knowledge is wealth. That way you don't repeat the same mistake over and over and over. Yeah, knowledge is wealth. Also, if you guys want me to do a request like this stream, this is a requested stream, Tyler. You could go to the About section, click on the About, then click on the email link, and then email me a request. Or if you want to just keep it simple, you could do the request down below in the comment section. I usually try to read my comments. Sometimes YouTube's weird, and I don't get alerts when somebody leaves a comment. Because like there was somebody left me a comment like a week ago on one of my streams, one of my videos, and I didn't even see it. I just happened to look for the heck of it under my videos that I posted, and I happened to see some comments, and I looked at them, and I was like, oh, I didn't even get any kind of alert. It didn't alert me that somebody was like messaging me on leaving me a message in the comment section, and I felt bad about it because, I didn't want the person or any of you guys to think that, oh, I'm ignoring people's any kind of feedback that you might give me. And it surprises me because my channel's small and I don't even get that many comments as it is. So I don't know why it wouldn't let me know when I get one comment. Sometimes I'll get it'll pop up the notification that I got a comment, but most of the time it doesn't even pop up, and I have to search myself to see who left a comment. So yeah, guys, if you ever leave a comment asking me something and I don't reply, don't feel bad about that. That's why I use two options: the comment section down below for you to message me, and also the About section to send me an email, because I usually check my email every day, a few times a day. So it's good to cover both bases, the email and the comment section. So let's see here. Well, I think that's going to do it, guys. Let's see. Oh, we got Oh, yeah, Dio Brando. I probably butchered the name. Is that right? Let's see. Brando says, I only care about climate change if everything else in my life is all good. LOL. Also, yeah, I can understand why doing a video on God higher power is controversial. Yeah. And congrats on 75 subs. Oh, I appreciate that, man. Yeah. I appreciate any support that I get. Yeah, I love my subscribers and people that support the channel and watch these streams like yourself. That was awesome, man. Yeah, I spoke to you earlier on Galaxy's channel, the Michael Jordan page. But yeah, man. Oh, and if there's any kind of streams you would like for me to do or anything, I could also do a request for you as well, man. You seem like a cool dude. Oh, I'm assuming you're a dude. If you're a woman, I'm sorry. I apologize. But yeah. So yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it. Double check something here in the email. Make sure I got everything. Sometimes I get a little behind when people, I don't get a lot of requests, but when I do, sometimes I put off doing them. No, Brando, I haven't done a video on the greatest NBA player of all time. I'm trying to think. You have to look at my videos, but I think I know I've done some basketball videos, but I haven't done like a Michael Jordan video or greatest NBA basketball player of all time. I'd like to do a video on Wilt Chamberlain. I would like to talk about Wilt Chamberlain a little bit, discuss Wilt. I know Galaxy loves Wilt. Me too. I think Wilt was just unbelievable. I don't think we'll ever see another Wilt Chamberlain. Closest thing we ever had to Wilt, sorry guys, and for anyone that watches this later on, because most of my viewers come afterwards, I hope you guys don't get bored me going off on other topics, but probably the closest thing to Wilt Chamberlain in terms of just dominance. I'm not saying he was on the same level as Wilt, but in terms of just his dominance was Shaquille O'Neal. I know I used to always compare Wilt and Shaq when I was growing up as a kid. I always thought, man, them two are like so similar, only from a different generation. But yeah, man, Brando, I could do that if that's what you want. You know, I don't know if I'll be able to do it tonight. If I do it, I don't really like putting a timetable down on when I'm going to do a stream, because then I don't want to like disappoint people and then be like, hey, you said you was going to do a stream on this day. I may do a stream right after this stream, you know, on some of the greatest NBA players of all time. But if not, I'll do it real soon, you know, within the next coming day or two, because that's a fun topic, actually. That's a fun topic, talking about NBA. Yeah, I enjoy talking basketball. Well, that's why I love Galaxy's pages, Universe Galaxy and Michael Jordan fans, his page, Michael Jordan fan page. So, well, guys, and Brando, I think I'm going to call this a stream. Like I said, I may or may not be back after this stream because I have to double check and see. I think there was some other emails for requests that I was going to look at. I'll also put yours down. I'll have to put yours down as doing a stream on greatest NBA player of all time. Definitely keep that in mind, because like I said, I may be doing that today. We'll see though. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I appreciate the support. Brando, I think you're still here. I don't know. There's always a delay on here, so I'm not sure when people come and when they go. But I'm going to call this a stream and take care of a few things here before I see about doing another stream. And you guys all stay safe. Have a great Friday. It's already Friday morning. And peace out, everybody.